Fellas, today I'm going to show you how to avoid a ban on your customly modded Nintendo Switch. So, let's get right into the video. So, first things first, let me go over two things. There's two ways to get banned. One, if you download any sort of NSPs, NYXs, through tinfoil, any other software that allows you to run those games, you will get banned as soon as you connect to the internet. That's the first way to get banned. And the second way to get banned, if you guys aren't using NSPs, you should mostly be safe. You can totally go online with your mods. However, you could still get banned if you don't use Wi-Fi safe mods, which I'll show you how to do that today. All right, guys. So I'm going to leave timestamps in the video. So the first option to avoid a ban if you want to download ROMs, you will not be able to go online with custom firmware, but you'll be able to go online normally. And if you want to use your mods online and you don't want any sort of ROMs, then you're going to want to do the second method, which will show you guys how to avoid potential mods that could get you banned online. Now that we've established the problem of how to get banned, how do we avoid not getting banned? Well, it's quite easy. First things we're going to do is we need to make an Emmunand and an NAND backup. What does that mean? Well, the Emmunand is essentially just like another version of your Switch duplicated onto your SD card. And then the other thing we're going to need is an NAND, which essentially is we're creating a backup of the Nintendo Switch serial number, but it's going to be a fake one. So if Nintendo ends up banning you, you can go to this backup and delete everything in your SD card and your Switch will be back to normal. So before, guys, we start the emummc and backing up the NAND, you're going to want to take all your files in your SD card and back them up because this will wipe your SD card. So just be sure to put them somewhere on your desktop like here or something. And then once you're done, you can add these files back in. This is just in order to, in case you do get banned, because every time you mod your Switch, there's not always a certainty you will not get banned. So it's always good to be careful. So let's get into how to do that. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your Switch. And here we are in our menu. And you're going to want to go to settings. I'm not going to show this specific setting of what you need to do, but I'll go in here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to internet. I won't show internet for the sake of my privacy. But what you're going to want to do is delete all of your internet settings. Every single one. You're going to want to go in there and delete them all. The reason we're doing this is before we set up the Emmunand, if we delete all the internet settings, on the next when the Emmunand's created, it'll have no way to connect to the internet, which is exactly what we want. So that's why you got to be sure to delete all your internet settings first. Now that we have done that, let's boot up the Switch through custom firmware and hop on to Hecate. Alright, guys, now that we're in our Hecate menu, we're going to now create the Emmunand. So what you're going to want to do is go to emummc, which is right here. Click on that. And from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create the emummc right up here. So click on that. It'll say welcome. And you're going to want to click on the one in the middle. It's called SD partition. So click on that. Click continue. And it should look something like this. Now that we've done that, what we're going to want to do, you'll come up to a menu like this. You're going to want to set it to 29. So I'll do that real quick. You want it to say 29 full, just like this. Okay? 29 full. From there, you're going to click on next step in the bottom right. It'll say, warning, this will partition the SD card. You're going to click start. It's going to take a few seconds. And then from here, you're going to click on the power button to continue. It'll take a second. All right, I'll say done. Now what you're going to want to do is click next or close out. From here, you're going to want to do create emummc again. Do SD partition again. And this time you're going to click part 1. This will take around like 10 minutes-ish to finish up. You can see it'll look like something like this. This will take 10 minutes to finish up roughly. So once that is done, I'll catch up with you guys in just a second. Alright, guys, once you're done with that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Tools at the top here. And then you're going to want to click on Backup eMMC, the top left. You're going to click on that. Click on the top left one, EMC boot 0 and boot 1. Checking for available space. Should take a few seconds. Click Close. Alright, guys, after you do that, you're going to want to go to eMMC raw GPP right in here. You're going to click on that. And it's going to check for available free space. And this should take around 12 minutes as well. So I'll wait for you guys to get on back. But after this, you can check in your SD card to see if it creates the backup. So I'll skip on ahead to when mine finishes on up. Alright guys, as we see here, if we go to emummc, we have an entire new folder here. And back up here, this is our new ID that'll allow us to restore it as such. Now, let's go and launch our emummc from our custom firmware and see if it works. Alright guys, now just to access our emummc, you're just going to launch this and launch it right here. You click on emummc and this should launch through Hekate. It'll treat it like almost another backup of your Switch. So guys, as we see here, it works. So, with this method, if you want to go online, you're going to have to turn off the Switch and then boot it up normally to access online features. And when you're going to use it through your modded method, you have to boot it up through emummc. Just a heads up. The reason for this is so we never connect to the internet with custom firmware. And then when you want to use the internet, we just don't do it through custom firmware, and Nintendo won't detect us doing anything malicious or anything. So yeah, that is how you avoid the first method. But how do we avoid the second method of getting banned? Well, let me show you how. For those of you who want to use your modded skins online and you don't want to download any ROMs, I have good news for you. You're mostly in the clear. There's a good chance you will not get banned. However, there are some mods where if you download them and use them online, you could get banned. So we're going to go over those right now. So guys, even skin mods, certain ones can get you banned, kind of like this one. The reason this Knuckles mod is not Wi-Fi safe as stated here is because it changes the core structure of the character and it changes like the bones in the model. You can easily do skin changes and like model changes, but the problem is they change the in-game Captain Falcon hurt box, which means if it's a gameplay change online and it doesn't match with the other person, Nintendo will be like, oh, wait a minute, this person's up to something malicious, and then they're going to ban you. Even though you're just trying to get modded skins in, that's how it works. So this mod is not Wi-Fi safe, and I'll show you another type of mod that is not Wi-Fi safe. All right, guys, so here's another mod, such as the Wave Dash mod, like this one, because it changes core fundamental gameplay. So you can still use this mod while being online, but you can't play with it online. So if you have this mod and you want to play online, you'll just have to go in your SD card, take it out, then go online. Because if you go online with this, there's a good chance you could get banned. So like look, see how Luigi normally cannot do that in Smash Ultimate because they changed some of the character's attributes, which will lead to a ban. So yeah. Alright guys, that being said, thank you so much for watching today. If the video helped you, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.